that answer your question?
Yeah. And I promise you that when I am finally comfortable to move forward in life and to not be scared of what is out there right now and for what has gotten me, it will be back in your hands. And that watch will still be working. And you have my word for that.
Right.
I I appreciate you sharing, I guess, your backstory with me, as I know what it's like to describe and talk about trauma. And it eventually gets easier to explain, but it's essentially a scar that will always be there. And it takes someone courageous and willing to share that with somebody who, respectfully, maybe you either don't know, or in my case, am on a very different side of each other's aisle.
You still on that side flop?
Not much longer.
Hmm. Silence is the best answer.
I think I'll know that answer when that day comes. I don't think that's an answer that's set in stone. But the last 72 hours of my life have been some of the most defining I've ever lived and I've had to express. I'm assuming you know what happened with me.
Yeah, I mean, vaguely. I don't know what they specifically did to you. I know that you were picked up by Hydra
Mm.
because PD issues or whatever the fuck the idiots were doing, and you were picked up as an example, I guess.
I won't bore you with the whole story, but I will say this much. When who I suspected was Miguel, who I was speaking to, they brought me up to the nudist camp after I was in the back of a trunk. And while he was expressing his problems with the police department, I stopped him and asked to make a phone call. And I had called Etta. Our last conversation was not one that I would say was a memorably good one. So I wanted to make things right by telling her that I loved her and to let her know that I hope to see her some sometime soon. And she panicked, and I'm assuming she called the people she needed to. But I told her that I couldn't tell her where I was because she tried to tell me she was going to pick me up. And I called to say goodbye because I was certain, John, that those were going to be my last moments. And they loaded me in the trunk of a car, and who I thought was Miguel said to me, "You know, Flop, the best version of you was when you were a park ranger." And earlier to that, he had also stated that I was one of the good cops and one of the only good ones. And when they popped the trunk, I was looking at a mountain lion. And I went to walk up to her, and there was a split second of decision as to if I had a chance to run. And I looked behind me and I saw a gun aimed at the back of my head. It's a good thing that I had a lot of experience dealing with mountain lions. But I will tell you now that if I had been shot, I don't think we'd be having this conversation.
Yeah, that's it.
No. It's okay.
Sure. No one's gonna freak out.
I'm going to call her back. That was Rue.
Alright.
Um I look at today as a second life. I've been given a second chance. I'm scared to go to work. And I'm scared to face a lot of fears after what happened. But to answer your question, I think I will know when I'm ready. And I think that time is sooner than people think.
Alright, Flop. Let's have a serious conversation
Hmm.
about this. Right? Because I don't know if you want to take time to think about it, or if you need someone who's actually going to be brutally honest with you. Because I don't think you're surrounded with people who are going to do that. Just in all honesty, people who maybe care about your well-being. Some people who have how do I word this? Their own version of their own morality. I want to put something in perspective. Um, you almost died because somebody was fucking around on the job. You didn't die for your own morality. You didn't die, or nearly die, sorry, uh, doing what you believed in. Okay, you didn't. You nearly died not even on the job.
Hmm.
We had that like conversation in the yard months ago about the badge and what it means. Clearly, that badge means fucking nothing to a lot of people.
That's what I learned.
Yeah, and when that badge means a lot more to you, you're going to be the main target. You're going to feel the repercussions from all of that. And I guarantee you, the people who are fucking around and doing dumb shit, unless they're compelled to, they're not showing up to your funeral, Flop. They'll hear you died how you died. Well, maybe they'll throw a nice picture of you up on the meeting room whiteboard or some shit, and then they'll go about fucking around until the next cop dies, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Cops dying for getting on job, feeling that they will die for what they believe in, and then they die because someone's a fucking idiot. Is that what you wanted to be known as? You lose your life because Hydra have an issue with Denzel Shicey or Jeffrey Bones?
Hey, KZ, what's up, dude? How you
Fuck
doing?
me, if I died for that, Jesus Christ. I'd hope no one fucking
Hey,
remembers me.
KZ. Hey, buddy. Thanks for the raid, man. the the reality of what you've put forward is 1,000% true. And the conversation I've had with Ziggy and the conversation I've actually had with Rue was me venting and asking people how I could be one of the good ones, according to who I thought was Miguel. And still be in the crossfire. And I think I talked.
Real quick, let's just
Mm-hmm.
correct you on something. You will not be in the crossfire, Flop. You will be a target. Because at the end of the day, to these people, to these gangs, to these clubs, cops are cops.
I know.
Doesn't fucking matter if you're a good one.
I know. But that's what I'm saying. Is that I learned that in that moment. And that's something that you hear people talk about, but I think you need to experience it before you actually see it. You could be hyped up as a good cop, as one of the good ones. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Because no matter how good of a face I put on for people, I'm still just a cop. And I learned the harsh truth that everything that you said is right. There's a reason I haven't been to work in almost a week. if I do ever walk back in that building, my mindset's going to be different. But the truth be told, Sean, is that I've given my change of life more decision in the last 2 days than I've ever given with my own 2 feet on this island.
Do you remember Lovesick? You would have been a ranger with you, right? At some point.
I was his boss at one point. He was a ranger.
He worked for the PD a couple months ago.
Yeah.
You know why he quit?
I know he quit. I don't know why, though.
Funny enough, because I was just talking to him the other day. He was telling me about it. He told me what led to him making that decision. He was on a scene. He said he was standing by a car. And he was dealing with an old colleague of his. I think he said it was a friend as well. I think he didn't say his name. And he was going to severe PTSD. It must have been, I think he said it was from Sangre. It was something. But severe PTSD episode. Crazy. Didn't have a gun in his hand. Didn't have a weapon. Didn't have a wrench. Didn't have a knife. Nothing. He's having this episode in public, and Lovesick's there with him on duty, trying to calm him down. And there's a bunch of other units around, all guns drawn, pointed at this guy. This poor guy going through God only knows what. His memory's all messed up, and we've just talked about it. You and I don't know what that's like. And he's trying to calm him down. And this guy swings at Lovesick and just punched him.
A colleague?
Him, I wanted to. The guy having the episode. And every officer opened fires on that guy. With Lovesick in the crossfire. And they kill the guy. And they send Lovesick to the ICU.
Jesus.
Lovesick gets out of the ICU. Still dry blood in his beard and, you know, not feeling great. He walks in and the first thing that happens, or the main thing that happens, was he was questioned why his paperwork wasn't being done. No, like, you alright? How you feeling? Nobody went to see him. Nobody from the PD went to see him. I don't think they even knew he was out of the ICU. Could have been dead. Could have been dead. Wow. And they wouldn't have even known. Wouldn't even known. Even though it was the cops that shot him. So you got a second chance at life. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Similar to yourself, like you said, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. Now he's my hangaround.
And I guarantee you he'll be treated way better than how the PD treated him. Could you do me a favor?
Sure.
Would you be willing to pass my number, this number that I called you from, to Lovesick?
I could.
I'd love to talk with him.
You're not meant to know he's a hanger in now.
I'm not meant to know.
Nope.
That's fine. I don't know anything. I haven't seen him in God knows how long.
So why do you do it? What's making you... What's making you think that, God, I want to go back to these guys? Is it the... It's clearly not the people. I don't think you're stupid enough to tell me that. I don't think you're stupid enough to say,
Fuck no.
yeah,
It was never about the people.
Yeah, it's what you can do with the badge, right? It's what the change you can do, or
I
the
think
impression you can, the good impression you can make.
I don't think it's to do with the good for
No,
anybody. I think for me, it's putting the people aside. It's putting the job aside and taking the good that I have, the good that I know, and doing what I know is right with it. And a lot of that falls under my morals. That is inherently why I do the job. Even I know, in the position of command and in the position of having to look after everybody, I know how little people are valued and how much the job is prioritized over the emotions of others. Which is why I do the job for me. And the point that I questioned specifically was that even labeled as a quote unquote good one, I'm still a target. Now, I think I may have talked myself out of a bullet because the other 6 people couldn't. But that doesn't change the idea that my value in the eyes of others didn't matter. And that is my current dilemma. And out of the various conversations I've had with various people, the points you've made in the last 5 minutes are more of a reality than you'd ever know, because you are not wrong about any of them. There's a reason I haven't run back since coming out of the ICU. I told you the time I lost my family. And when I got out of the ICU, I told my lieutenant that I would be taking time away and that I want to recover and that I want to be with my family. And she told me that the job is secondary and that my family comes first. And I've taken that to its fullest degree. I think I'm past the bad impressions with the PD, Sean. I think I'm past the idea of if they're going to fire me, they need a damn good reason. I think I'm past the putting my foot down and telling them my way or the highway. They think I'm going to know when it's time. The next time I put that uniform on is probably not going to be anything like the last time I ever wore that badge. And I have zero plans on staying where I am. I can't. And I won't. But if I'm going to leave, it's going to be on good terms. And terms are not hard to set. That won't take a lot of time. But I do think it's worth I have some conversations with people like Lovesick, people like Louise Campbell, people like Kit Archer.
Right, I'm going to be honest with you, Flop.
Mm.
And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, right?
Mm.
But there's another another point I need to make on it. But you're talking to me, and I'm going to give you still some more harsh realities. I can already tell you what Lovesey's going to tell you. If you want to talk to him, by all means. I think talking to the rest of them is a waste of time because you're going to be talking to disgruntled cops that did not feel wanted, that felt neglected, or maybe had a coming of age moment where they realize, hell, these people don't give a fuck. Why am I doing this? Why am I putting my life on the line? Out of this whole conversation, you've already said that you're terrified to go back to work. And all the reasons you said that you have the job, you can do without the job. There's so much you can do to the point where having the uniform and the badge holds you back. And you touched on morals because morality is a funny thing. Morality is one of my favorite things.
Everybody has a different moral and no one's ever aligned with each other's.
It's not just that. People's morality changes depending on the fucking wind. Or if they want to be right in a situation or not. Because, like, or even when they're driven, when they're hurt, when they're scared. Because, morally right, back in the day, even while you're still a cop now, but, like 5 years ago under the other government, yourself, Ziggy, cop, to most people, straight arrow, good cops, probably one of the good ones, right? But that morality was definitely tested when you both bought a car bomb to kill another cop, one of your own.
You're right.
Or when
Oh shit.
when when Rue and Ziggy, who both made decisions, one decision to
It's got receipts.
choose this life, but then hit with, you know, very civilian, honest way of looking at things. Like, what if, you know, something happens? What if you guys end up, you know, shooting each other? Someone gets hurt. Coming from the person who was in Hydra 5 years ago, who's had people killed on her behalf. It's baffling to me where people pull this morality out of, because it must be out of their ass, right? Or, you know, one of the straightest arrows of them all, you know, Rhodes. I've a decent amount of respect for Rhodes. You know, I'm sure he's a fantastic cop, but even him, I definitely question his morality. I would question anybody's morality if they were the undersheriff to Kyle Pred.
Yeah. And it's crazy to think that that man was actually one of the best sheriffs we ever had. At least in the eyes of me. What does that say about my morality? Because you're not wrong.
For the most part, flop morality is a waste of time. There's lines in the sands of probably things that you shouldn't do, and that's your own thing. But like, to throw what ifs at people out of morality that they've pulled out of their ass because they've got selective memory, right? That's that's a piss take. If anyone ever questioned me for my choice of life when I know their skeletons in their closet hang just as high as mine, I wouldn't be happy. What I'd be even less happy about is if that was put in the forefront of my club members' minds daily or weekly, and that stress, that constant thing in the forefront of mind, because they can't change that, right? Nobody in my club can make the decisions like, you know, I don't want to put on my cut today. I'm not going to go to work. They can't do that. So, what person with good morals would throw what ifs at people and throw that kind of stress onto someone's mind when that person knows that they can't do anything to change that?
I the same people who see the wind, like you said.
You know, the people who do have a choice, because as much as you know, all of us live our in this club live our life the way we choose to, regardless of what laws govern around us, right?
Mm.
Some of us are morally better than others, some of us, you know, but a lot of the club do very good. A lot of my club help the city tick over the way that it does. A lot of people get on with my club day to day. And the people who do have a choice swap are people like you. Because you make a decision every day whether you go to work or not.
Mhm.
Every day you decide morally is, is this what I want to do? And for you, yeah, I don't think I question your morals and like what you want to do. But you're going into a cesspit of people who have so much shit. Their morals are all, maybe they don't even exist. There's definitely cops on that force with no morals. They will do whatever the fuck they want, and you will reap all the rewards of their stupidity.
Yeah.
So do you want to waste your second shot on that? Really?
I don't. And I think that's where my indecision is at, John. I think I know what I want for myself. And I hope you know, in the same value that you've trusted me with something so valuable to you, that you will take my word for face value and know that I believe I've made up my mind and that I just need time. Because
Yeah,
you're
I can
right.
understand that. Yeah. I hope I never see you in a uniform again, Flop. Not many people get second chances.
Well, I won't make empty promises, but if you did, I am not the same me. I can't be after what happened. And just know that that time is not permanent. You have my word on that.
I can't not point out the contradiction.
I know.
Saying, draw parallels. You're saying, even all of them saying you're a good cop, but yet you still got attacked by a mountain lion. Yeah, by all means, go back, put the uniform on. And you're a different person. You're still gonna end up the same way. Because you'll die knowing that. No one else will. Well, I might. But what does that mean? But when I die, I know I will have died for something I believe in. I will die, and I will have built a legacy with someone I believe in. With people that I believe in. I will die proud. when my time comes, however big my club gets, I know I'll be remembered and I'll be honored. If you put that uniform back on and your time comes, that's not going to happen for you. I'll remember you. I'll go to your grave. So will your family. But you put that uniform back on, you leave nothing else. Because that uniform doesn't stand for the same uniform you wore before. Green one probably meant something. God, definitely did if a gang member made up, talked about it and you haven't worn it in how long? That uniform meant something. So think about what you want to die in and what legacy you want to leave. And if you'll be happy with it. Not just appeasing some people's made up morality.
You give me that time. And I promise you, this second chance at life will not be wasted.
Right? We'll see.
Thank you for everything that you've done for me.
Yeah, don't mention it.
I won't. But as long as you know. I'm gonna call Rue back, so she's not worried.
All right. I'll probably leave you up here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mm.
Thank you again.
Time's ticking, Flop. Doesn't stop.
Hey, honey.
Hey.
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
There's a long pause. You okay? Where you at?
Alamo Sea lookout up in the mountains.
On, okay. All right. I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm going to ping you.
I have a pretty good idea where that is. Used to be near the old Ranger Towers.
Kinda. You know,
One of them.
it's almost next to where your gill nets were by the waterfall. They're to the what would they
Yeah.
be?
I know where you're at. I'll head that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
See
see
you
you
in a sec.
soon. Bye bye. God, man. That was such a good conversation. Thanks, guys, for the love. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Nah, nothing but love to Irish for being willing to go through all that while feeling sick. Um, for real, thank you so much for the 7 months. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But when you called him, no. No. I'll watch the clip in a minute. Thank you guys for all the resubs and the new Prime, by the way. I even want to see this. That's fine.
Okay, I'll call you back in a minute.
All right, bye-bye.
Fucking role playing with fucking shit.
I'm grabbing the fucking USB from Del Parrot Kia.
Fucking stupid fucking.
Yeah, good job. Do you need backup?
If you can, that'd be great.
I can go through here.
Man got pissed. So Sean isn't mad at Flop. Irish is mad at Chris. I get it. Okay. Oh, fuck. Man actually ulted. Man was about to go to sleep, but he's still ulted. Ugh. Hey,
Hey, any reason you're up here?
figure if I'm ever gonna get comfortable up here again, um, I need to be around it. I need to see it.
Hmm.
I just got done talking to Sean.
Hmm. How'd that go?
Why didn't you fight your job?
Why didn't I fight my job? Like fight for it?
Mhm. You were told no, and you closed that door. Your livelihood, your everything, a very large chapter of your career and professional life.
Hmm. There's That's the thing, though. I wasn't told no. I wasn't told anything. They just kept either putting it off or ignoring me.
Mm.
Uh, Having seen that and felt that, and seeing the, Beaver Bush boarded up, seeing all my friends and colleagues displaced, it really made me question, why I was there in the first place. Um, and the reason that I was there in the first place was to protect the people that I care about and maybe do some good for just other people in general. um, and I thought, and I asked myself that question, is that what's happening? Um, was that happening when I was doing the job, 5 years ago? And the answer was pretty simply no. Um, it was just, you know, I had I had carved this role out, and it had, manifested into something different. And with the guidelines or set things that we were supposed to be doing, um, there was so much there that it didn't really leave any room for, you know, to question myself, am I doing the right thing? Is this something that I really, truly believe in? Sure, you know, I felt like I was doing good for the department, and I was proud of what I had built. But at the same time, overall, the job didn't feel like it was being done. If it was getting done, it was done maliciously. Um, so, after asking myself those questions, coming to the conclusion that it wasn't what it once was for me, um, I figure, you know what, maybe I should try something different. I did. And all of this over the past few months has probably been the most rewarding time in my life. a very, very, very long time. I feel like properly, even if it is just, you know, in some small way, you know, so okay, I'm gonna rewind it back a little. With the Rangers and everything that was there, I don't look back at that and see it as not worth it, because that's just not true. I did a lot of good there, and I am proud of the work that I did there. I'm proud of all the people that decided to work alongside us. That includes you and everything that you grew into. I am happy to have been a part of that, even if it was in just some small way. Um, but at the same time, uh, again, after having asked myself those questions, it just didn't feel like I was doing that much anymore. And now, with this club and these people and our family, I am doing that again. Every single day I get out of bed, even if it is the most stressful day of my life, I still feel like that I am doing something that is worth it, that is worth all of it. I literally would not change a single thing because, you know, for better or worse, you know, the people that I talk to in the club, you know, I can't fix everything, and I know that, but if it does help with something, then I'm doing my job, and it feels good. Um, I think that's why, even now, I'm still adamant about not wanting to take up a badge again. You know, that's not to say that those guys can't get, you know, their acts together and, you know, pull it all in, and it'll be good. It'll be great. You know, it'll be a proper police force that people, you know, appreciate or want to be around. But let's be honest, that is a very, very tall mountain to climb, and it's a bunch of inexperienced climbers at the moment.
Hmm. Yeah. You know, he's not wrong, right?
What do you mean?
He's right.